Sam stepped from the landing shuttle onto the dusty ground of Outpost Zirian. The air smelled of hot metal and dry earth. He adjusted his pack and felt the weight of his mission pressing on his shoulders. Soldiers in dark gray uniforms moved. Around him, their faces tight with caution. They wore heavy boots that kicked up small clouds of red sand. Sam tried not to stare. He had read their warnings. Iridia was dangerous. She was feared by every person on Zirian. Her sharp claws and strange powers made them wary. Sam walked toward the central courtyard. A tall dome rose before him. Broken columns lay scattered across the plaza. Some guards whispered that the place had been a temple long ago. They said Iridia lived among the ruins. Many soldiers refused to go near. Sam's commander sent him. Alone, he wanted answers. He wanted to see the alien everyone else feared. Sam paused near a collapsed wall. Moonlight shone through cracks, giving the stones a soft glow. He knelt and touched the cool surface. Memories of home flooded him. His small town on Earth had been safe. Here, everything felt strange and new. He inhaled slowly and rose to his feet. He moved deeper into the courtyard. Shadows stretched across broken statues. Vines with pale cyan leaves curled around pillars. The wind stirred the vines, making them sway like silent dancers. Sam heard faint breathing. He froze. A soft footstep echoed behind him. His heart thudded in his chest. He turned, raising his hand to calm himself. A tall figure stepped into the open. Moonlight revealed smooth skin, pale cyan with a gentle shimmer. Her eyes glowed like lanterns. She was beautiful. Her face was calm, but her claws glinted in the light. Sam's breath caught. He remembered the warnings. He should feel fear. Instead, he felt awe. He lowered his hand and relaxed his stance. He spoke slowly. "I am Sam Martin," he said. "I come from the human fleet. They sent me to learn about you." The alien watched him. For a long moment she said nothing. Then she tilted her head. Her glowing eyes studied him. She spoke, in a low voice that sounded like wind through chimes. "Humans brought war to my world," she said. Her words echoed across the stones. "Why do you come alone?" Sam swallowed. He felt small. He stepped forward. "I want to understand," he said. "I want to know you. I do not want to fight." The alien's eyes narrowed. She turned and raised one hand, pointing to a dark archway. Vines hid the entrance, but she pushed them aside. Her claws sliced the air. She gestured for him to follow. Sam stepped through the arch. The corridor was narrow. Walls were smooth and cold. Glowing crystals cast pale light. His footsteps echoed. He looked at the alien. She walked with grace. Each step was silent. They reached a wide chamber. Broken frescoes covered the walls. Scenes of pale beings and ships filled the stone panels. Sam recognized some designs. They matched Earth's early star maps. He stepped closer to one panel. The paint was faded, but he could see ships side by side with pale figures. The alien watched him. She spoke, her voice soft. "My ancestors came from distant stars," she said. "They built this temple. They welcomed travelers. Then the war came." Her voice broke. She turned away. "Humans destroyed it." Sam felt shame. He had studied the war. He knew humans had conquered many worlds. He had read reports of battles that ended in ruin. He felt heavy sorrow for the temple and for the alien's loss. He stepped closer to the fresco. He reached out and touched the paint. Crystal dust crumbled on his finger. He looked to the alien. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm sorry for what happened. I'm here to help if I can." The alien's shoulders trembled. She whispered, "Help?" She turned to him. Moonlight from a high window lit her face. She looked vulnerable, almost human in that moment. Sam nodded. "Yes," he said, "I want to help you stay safe." The alien studied him. Then she stepped nearer. The ground between them was silent. At last, she lowered her claws. She folded her hands before her. Her eyes shone. She spoke again. "You are brave, Sam Martin," she said. "I am called Iridia. Many fear my claws and power. Few dare to enter my home. But you came alone." "Why?" Sam swallowed. He searched for the right words. "I came because I was curious," he said. And because I saw something in the reports, they said you are fierce. But they did not say if you are kind. I wanted to know your truth. Iridia gazed at him. The chamber was still. The wind whispered outside. Sam felt a bond form in that quiet space. He had crossed great distance. He stood before an alien everyone else feared. Yet she stood before him, alone and open. I spoke softly. Few humans ask my truth, she said. Most come with weapons. They bring danger. She paused. You offer words. Sam nodded. Words can build trust, he said. I hope we can speak more, Iridia considered. Then she motioned to a small bench carved from stone. She sat, and Sam followed. His pack made a soft thud on the ground. Beside him, he looked around the chamber. Moonlight lit sparkling dust in the air. For a moment, neither spoke. Sam felt excitement. This meeting could change everything. If humans learned to trust Iridia, perhaps the war could end. If Iridia learned humans could be kind, her fear might lessen. Sam cleared his throat. Iridia, he said. May I ask? About your life here? Iridia looked at him. Her eyes glowed faintly. I live among ruins, she said. I guard memories. I remember my people, and I wait for truth. She pointed to a broken relief. There. That was my mother. She cared for travelers. She traced a claw along the stone. She taught me to welcome those who showed kindness. Sam leaned closer. Your mother was wise, he said. Her way is better than fear. She valued life. Iridia bowed her head. Fear drove my people away, she whispered. I lost my home. I lost family. Only ruins remain. She raised her head. Humans took much. Sam saw. Heart ached. He felt weight of past decisions. He closed his eyes. He pictured his home, his family. He thought of Iridia's lost world. Sorrow filled him. He opened his eyes and looked at her. I cannot change the past, he said. But I can choose the future. I can stand with you. Iridia watched him. Silence filled the chamber. Then she rose. Her claws glinted. She stepped close. For the first time, Sam saw tears in her glowing eyes. She whispered, Then stand with me, Sam Martin. Show me your truth. Sam nodded, his heart steady. He reached out a hand. Iridia looked at it. She hesitated. Then she placed her palm on his. Her skin was cool. He felt a spark of connection. Outside, the wind sighed. Inside, a human and an alien stood together. Fear and doubt had led Sam here. Now truth and hope guided them forward. The first part of their journey had begun. Sam woke before dawn. He climbed from his cot in the small camp near the ruins. The air was cold and still. He heard faint voices as soldiers prepared for the day. He dressed quietly, wanting to return to the chamber where he met Iridia. He felt a pull in his chest, a need to learn more about her. Outside, the pale sky hinted at moonlight fading. Sam left the camp and followed the rocky path to the temple ruins. The broken columns and walls seemed to glow in early light. He paused before the archway where vines brushed his face. He took a deep breath and stepped inside. The corridor was quiet. He could still see crystal dust on the floor. He walked slowly, careful not to disturb the ancient stones. He remembered Iridia's words and her soft voice. He hoped she would speak again. As he entered the wide chamber, he saw her. She stood in the center, her pale cyan skin glowing softly. Her long hair flowed around her shoulders like liquid silver. She shifted on her bare feet, her claws gripping the stone floor. She paused, looking at him with bright eyes. Sam stopped several steps away. He lowered his head slightly to show respect. He spoke softly. Good morning, Iridia. Iridia's gaze did not waver. She circled him slowly, silent and careful. Sam stayed still. He felt the air shift as she moved. Her claws made no sound, but he imagined the sharp tips brushing the floor. He watched her glowing eyes. They shone with curiosity and caution. Sam felt a question form in his mind. He had prepared many words, but now he hesitated. He stood steady as Iridia circled. She paused behind him. He felt her presence, close like a gentle wind. He turned his head and saw her face, pale and beautiful in the moonlight. He took a small step forward. "You test me," he said. His voice echoed, "You see if I am brave?" Iridia tilted her head. Her eyes glowed brighter. She spoke softly. "Many humans came with weapons," she said. "They threatened." "They lied," Sam nodded. "Yes," he said, "I know. I understand your fear." Iridia continued her circle. She moved with grace, each footfall precise. Sam watched her claws. He felt the power she held in her hands. Yet he also saw a gentle sadness in her eyes. When she completed the circle, she stopped before him. She stood still. Moonlight lit her face. She did not speak. Sam swallowed. He stepped closer. He held out his open hands. "I carry no weapon," he said. "I came alone. I want to know your truth." Iridia studied his hands. She looked at his face. She gazed into his eyes for a long moment. Then she reached out and touched his palm with one finger. Her skin was cool and smooth. Sam felt a spark, like a pulse of energy. He watched her face. She spoke in a voice both soft and strong. "You are not like the others," she said. "You do not bring fear." Sam smiled faintly. "I bring respect," he said, "and a promise. I will not harm you." Iridia studied him again. Then she took a step back and raised one hand. She made a small gesture like an invitation. Sam felt his heart skip. He nodded and followed. They moved toward the broken altar in the center of the chamber. The stone was worn with age. Vines curled around its edges. Sam knelt before it. Iridia watched with glowing eyes. Sam closed his eyes. He felt the history of the place. He imagined pale figures kneeling here in centuries past. He opened his eyes and looked at Iridia. She knelt beside him. Her claws hovered over the stone. Sam spoke softly. "Tell me about your ancestors," he said. "Tell me about the hope they held." Iridia's eyes glowed brighter. She reached out and brushed her claw along a faint inscription on the altar. Dust fell away, revealing symbols of stars and ships. She traced the line slowly, her movements careful. "Long ago," she began, "my people traveled across the void. We sought friendship. We built temples to honor truth. We welcomed travelers from far worlds." She paused, her voice trembling. "Then the war came. Humans destroyed our ships. Our temples fell." Sam felt sorrow. He placed a hand on the stone and then on Iridia's hand. She looked at him, surprised. He spoke gently. "I am sorry," he said. "I will help your story live on." Iridia studied him. She let him hold her hand. The chamber was still. Moonlight poured through the window. At last, she spoke. "Would you share my story?" she asked. "Would you tell others that I am not only fear?" Sam looked into her bright eyes. He nodded. "I will," he said. "I will share your truth." Iridia closed her eyes and leaned forward. Sam felt her forehead touch his. It was a sign of trust. He bowed his head, honoring her gesture. They remained like that for a long moment. The wind whispered outside. Dust motes danced in the light. Sam rose and offered his hand. Iridia took it. She stood tall, her claws retracted. She led him toward the archway that led outside. Sam looked at her, feeling a new bond. As they walked into the moonlit courtyard, Sam whispered, "We will find your people. We will rebuild." Iridia turned to him and smiled, a gentle crescent of light. She whispered, "Together." And in that silent promise, their journey deeper into trust and hope began. Sam and Iridia left the temple ruins before sunrise. They moved quietly through sand-colored rocks. Iridia led the way. Her pale cyan skin glowed softly in the dawn light. Sam followed, careful not to trip over stones. The desert stretched around them. Distant dunes rolled like gentle waves. Heat would rise soon. Sam knew they needed shelter. Iridia spoke in a low voice. "There is a hidden cave," she said. "My people used it long ago." She pointed toward a rocky ridge. Sam nodded. He trusted her. They walked toward the stones. Wind stirred the sand. The sun peeked over the horizon. Sam felt warmth on his face. He folded his jacket around his waist. They reached the ridge. Iridia moved to a smooth wall. She pressed her palm against a hidden seam. A section of stone slid aside, revealing a dark opening. She turned to him. "Ready?" she asked. Sam smiled. Yes, he said. He stepped forward. Iridia retracted her claws as he passed. He entered the cave, feeling cool air. He turned and watched her slide through the opening. They stood in a small chamber. The cave walls were smooth. They glowed faintly with veins of crystal. Sam raised his hand, letting light from his wrist lamp fall on the walls. Pale blue crystals sparkled. Idea moved deeper. She knelt and touched a patch of sand. She brushed it aside. She revealed carvings of ships and figures. The scene showed humans and pale beings standing together. Sam knelt beside her. This proves your people met humans before, he said. IRIDI single quotes S. Eyes shone. Yes, she whispered, but then the war. We forgot friendship. She traced a claw over one figure. This one is my ancestor, Yera. She welcomes strangers. Sam studied the carving. The lines were worn but clear. He smiled. I will record this, he said. He took out his holocamera and scanned the wall. The device word capturing details. IRIDI watched him. Do not steal memory, she warned. Record only what you see. Sam nodded. I will, he said. Your story belongs to you. They rose and walked deeper. The cave opened into a larger hall. Pillars of stone supported a high ceiling. Sand lay in soft dunes on the ground. Iridia moved to the center. She closed her eyes. Sam sat on a stone block. He watched her. She spoke in her alien tongue. Her voice echoed in the hall. He heard soft words like a prayer. After long moments, she opened her eyes. She looked at Sam. He could not read her words, but he felt their weight. She had called to her ancestors. Sam rose and approached her. He placed a hand gently on her shoulder. Iridia looked at him. Her glowing eyes seemed sad. Sam spoke softly. I am here, Iridia, he said. I will help you find answer. Iridia nodded. She reached for a nearby pillar. She pressed her palm against it. The stone shifted, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside lay several small crates covered in sand. Sam knelt and cleared away the sand. The crates were sealed with metal. Sam touched the latch. It was warm from the sun. He lifted the lid. Inside were simple machines, data crystals and power cells. They looked ancient. I watched him. These hold memories, she said. My people saved them when temples fell? Sam picked up a crystal. It pulsed with a soft light. He held it carefully. I will help you read these, he said. I placed a hand on his arm. Human machines may break them, she warned. Sam smiled. I know how to treat them with care, he said. He set the crystal on a flat rock. He pulled out a portable data reader from his pack. The device hummed as it ran diagnostics. Sam connected the crystal. The reader's display flickered and then showed images, ships landing, pale figures greeting travelers, celebrations. I watched tears in her eyes. She whispered, my home. Sam showed her the display. Your people welcomed many. He said, they loved friendship. Iridia bowed her head. She felt nostalgia. She touched the crystal gently. I remember their words, she said. Truth and unity. Sam reached out and held her hand. They stood together in the glowing chamber. Sand drifted across their feet. After a long moment, Iridia spoke. I want to share these memories with my people, she said. But they are scattered across this world. Sam nodded. We will find them, he said. I will help you gather the crystals. Iridia looked at him with hope. Only one human dared to enter my temple, she said. I trust you, Sam Martin. She placed the final data crystal in his hand. Sam bowed his head. I will not let you down, he said. They left the hidden hall. The sun was higher now. Heat rose from the ground. Sam carried the data crystals carefully. Iridia guided him back to the camp. Soldiers saw them emerge from the ridge. Some guards raised their weapons. Sam raised his hands. Stand down, he said firmly. This is Iridia. She comes in peace. The guards hesitated. They lowered their weapons. Iridia stood tall beside Sam. Her claws were retracted. Her eyes glowed like soft lanterns. The commander arrived. He clenched his jaw. What is this? He demanded. Sam stepped forward. Commander, he said, Iridia shares memories of her people. We found data crystals in a hidden cave. She offers them for study, for peace. The commander glanced at Iridia. He frowned. An alien sharing weapons of war? He said. Sam shook his head. These are memories, not weapons, he said. They show friendship, not war. The commander studied Iridia. He saw her calm posture. He noticed no threat in her stance. He turned away. We will examine the crystals, he said. But I want them in secure storage. Sam nodded. Understood. He looked at Iridia. She placed a hand on his arm. He smiled. That night, Sam returned to the cave with guards. They gathered the crates. Sam watched them pack the crystals. He felt sorrow that the memories would be locked away. He whispered to Iridia, I will find a way to share them safely. Iridia smiled. She touched his cheek. I believe you, she said. As Sam walked back to camp, he held his head high. He had seen Iridia's past. He had felt her hope. He was determined he would help her recover her memories. He would show the humans the truth about her people. The desert night was quiet. Stars shone overhead. Sam whispered to them, promises of a new alliance. He stepped into the camp, ready for the next part of their journey. Sam woke to shouts outside his tent. He grabbed his jacket and stepped into the dusty camp. Guards ran past him, weapons raised. He saw Iridia standing at the edge, her eyes glowing with alarm. A squad of soldiers moved toward her. Sam ran forward. Stop, he shouted. The guards hesitated, rifles aimed. The commander strode out, face grim. Sam Martin, he said. You brought this creature here. Orders are to capture her. Sam held out his hands. Commander, listen, he said. Iridia came in peace. The commander shook his head. I have no choice, he said. Prepare to fire. Sam looked at Iridia. Her claws were extended. She crouched, ready to defend. Fear and sorrow filled Sam's chest. He stepped between the guards and Iridia. You will not harm her, he said. A guard fired a warning shot into the air. Soldiers advanced. Sam drew his rifle and aimed at the ground. He spoke firmly. I will not let you take her. The soldiers stopped. Some looked uncertain. The commander barked another order. Sam braced. He felt Iridia's presence behind him. Suddenly, Iridia sprang forward. She ran past the guards, disappearing into the desert. Sam flew behind her. Sam hesitated only a moment. Then he chased after her, firing his rifle low to scare guards away. The soldiers did not follow. They watched as Sam disappeared into dunes. Sam ran over the dunes, sun high and hot. He kept sight of Iridia's pale figure. Her skin glowed like a beacon. She led him toward a narrow canyon. He reached the canyon entrance. Rocks rose on both sides. Iridia waited inside. Sam climbed down. The cool shade was a relief. I turned to him. Her glowing eyes shone with fear. She spoke softly. They will not stop. You must help me. Sam nodded. We need to find cover, he said, and find proof of your story. They moved deeper. The canyon narrowed. Strange vines grew along the walls. Sam looked around. He felt uneasy in the tight space. They paused by a rock face. She traced symbols with her claw. The marks glowed faintly. She spoke quietly. This place was a meeting point. My people carved secret paths. Sam studied the carvings. I see a symbol of unity, he said. People joining hands. Iridia nodded. Follow me, she pressed a symbol. A hidden passage opened. They stepped through into a dim tunnel. Sam activated his lamp. The tunnel walls were smooth. Crystals glowed softly. They climbed a short stair and emerged in a larger cave. The cave was empty but for a handful of crates and broken machines. Sand covered the floor. Iridia traced her claw along a marked spot. Sand shifted, revealing a sealed door. Sam cleared the sand and opened the door. Inside was a workshop. Old data terminals and storage units lay on tables. Sam's eyes widened. This is where my people kept secrets, Iridia said. They hid tools away from invaders. Sam found a handheld reader. He connected it to a terminal. The screen flickered alive, then died. He glanced at a power cell. It was drained. I knelt by a shelf. She held a glowing crystal. "This is one of the core units," she said. "I need it to power the terminal." Sam closed his eyes. He felt panic. Soldiers could arrive any moment. He gathered power cells from crates and placed them in his pack. He strapped the core unit to his belt. He connected the power cell to the terminal. It hummed and lit up. Data scrolled across the screen. Ship logs, ceremonial records, alliances.ir. I watched him. Tears glowed in her eyes. "My history," she whispered. "My people's hope." Sam saved the data on his holodrive. He switched off the terminal. They packed what they could carry. Suddenly, distant voices echoed. "Boots on stone." Sam looked at Iridia. "They found us," he said. He touched his arm. "Leave me out," she said. They retraced their steps. The hidden passage led back to the canyon. Menacing voices grew louder. Sam set his jaw. "We must go now," he said. They emerged at the canyon mouth. 2 guards and the commander waited, rifles aimed. The sun beat down. Sam stepped forward, placing himself between Iridia and the soldiers. He held up the holodrive. "Look at this," he said. "Proof of her people's friendship with humans long ago." The commander frowned. He took the drive and viewed the data through his goggles. His face went still. Images of ancient treaties and greetings played. I lowered her claws. She stood behind Sam. Sand blew around them. The commander turned to Sam. "If this is true," he said, "then I was misinformed." He looked at Iridia. "I will stand down." Sam breathed out. He nodded. Soldiers lowered their rifles. I stepped forward. She bowed her head. "Thank you," she said softly. The commander straightened. "We will secure this site," he said, "and invite our council to see these records." Sam smiled at Iridia. "Your truth will be known," he said. Iridia single quotes S eyes shone with relief. She placed a hand on Sam's shoulder. The commander barked orders. Soldiers moved to guard the cave. Sam and Iridia watched as the camp sent materials to seal the entrance. Properly. As they walked back to the outpost, Sam felt a sense of victory. He had defended Iridia and secured her history. Beside him, Iridia's steps were light. The sky was clear. Sam looked up at the stars. He whispered, "We did it together." Iridia looked at him and smiled. "Together," she said. "And so part. 4 ends, with fear giving way to trust, and truth ready to bridge 2 worlds." Sam woke at first light. The sky was pale orange. He packed his bag with water and rations. Today he and Iridia would journey to the old city of Solara. It lay beyond the desert, where ruins of ancient settlements stood. Iridia met him at the camp's edge. She wore simple garments woven by her people long ago. Sam offered a bottle of water. She thanked him with a soft nod. They set off across the dunes. The sun rose higher, heating the sand. Sam shaded his eyes with his hand. Iridia walked beside him, her pale cyan skin reflecting light. After hours, they reached a jagged rock formation. Beyond lay the city's walls. Collapsed towers and crumbling buildings rose like ghosts. Sam and Iridia entered through an archway. Vines grew up the stones. Debris lay in heaps. Quiet settled over the place. I halted at a broken gate. She traced lines on the stone. "This was Market Square," she said. "Traders from many worlds gathered here." Sam knelt and studied carvings on the ground. Images of stalls and people stood side by side. He stood and said, "We can gather stones and clear the area. Soldiers can study them." Iridia shook her head. "We need proof of friendship." She pointed to a collapsed wall. "Inside is a chamber. It holds a memory shard." She led him inside. The chamber was small and cool. Walls were decorated with murals. Sam saw scenes of pale figures and humans shaking hands. In the center lay a pedestal. On it was a small crystal shard. It glowed softly. Sam approached it carefully. He felt a tremor in his chest. This shard held memories of unity. I watched. "That shard contains greetings from human envoys," she said. My ancestors saved it when the war began. Sam extended his hand but hesitated. He looked at Iridia. She nodded. He lifted the shard. The crystal glowed brighter at his touch. Images appeared in the air, pale beings smiling, humans offering gifts. The scene turned and showed laughter and joy. Sam's single quotes as heart lifted. He looked at Iridia. Tears gleamed in her eyes. He held the shard for her to see. This is your history, he said. Proof of peace. Iridia stepped closer. She laid a claw beside his hand on the shard. He felt warmth where their hands met. Outside, a group of soldiers arrived at the chamber entrance. Their rifles rested on shoulders. Sam turned. Show them, he whispered. He aimed his holocamera at the shard. The device projected the images for all to see. The soldiers gathered, watching scenes of friendship. One guard lowered his weapon. I did not know this, he said. Another guard spoke. If this is true, we must share it with the council. Sam nodded. Yes. This shard is proof that humans and Iridia's people once stood together. He looked at Iridia. Your story touches many worlds. Iridia's eyes filled with hope. She said softly, Thank you, Sam Martin. They left the chamber, carrying the shard carefully. Sam placed it in a padded case in his pack. As they climbed out to Market Square, guards bowed their heads. Sam stood tall beside Iridia. The city was silent. Yet something in the air had changed. Fear had lessened. They reached the open plaza. Iridia paused. She looked at the ruined stalls. She whispered, There was life here. Friendship and trade. She closed her eyes. Sam placed a hand on her shoulder. We can rebuild, he said. We can show others this place once thrived on unity. Iridia opened her eyes. She smiled. Together we can bring hope back to Solara, Sam returned her smile. Together, he said. They prepared to leave the city and return to Outpost Zirian. The shard would travel with them. Its memory would change hearts. As they walked back across the desert, the sky turned orange and pink. Sam felt the weight of his mission, but also a lightness in his soul. Beside him, Iridia's steps were sure. She carried hope for her people. In the quiet of the dunes, human and alien walked side by side, united by truth and trust. Sam stood at the gates of Outpost Zirian as the sun dipped low. The skin of the world glowed red and gold. Around him, soldiers moved with purpose. Tents and vehicles spread across the valley. Iridia stood beside him, still learning the ways of human camps. The commander approached, flanked by officers. Sam bowed slightly. Iridia watched with quiet grace. Sam Martin, the commander said. Reports of your mission have reached the council. They arrive tomorrow to see the evidence. You must present the memory crystals and shards. He looked at Iridia. Alien or not, you must stand before them. Sam nodded. Yes, Commander. He turned to Iridia. We have one night to prepare. The council may still fear you. They need to see your truth. Iridia's pale cyan eyes shone. I will stand with you, she said. Sam offered his arm. She took it. They walked toward the center of camp. Lanterns glowed along pathways. Soldiers whispered as Iridia passed. Fear had softened, replaced by curiosity. Inside a large tent, Sam and Iridia sat at a table. On it stood cases holding crystals and data drives. Sam opened one case. A memory shard lay inside. It pulsed faintly. Iridia touched the shard through the glass. This holds my people's greetings, she said softly. Sam nodded. We will show them tomorrow. For now, I will rest. You should too. He offered her water in a metal cup. Iridia sipped carefully. She looked at Sam. Thank you, she said. For standing with me, Sam smiled. We stand together? He left the tent. Iridia watched him go, then closed her eyes and leaned back. That night, Sam could not sleep. He walked outside. Stars filled the sky. He thought of the journey, from first meeting in ruins, to gathering memories, to this moment. He felt pride, and fear. A gentle step behind him. He turned. Iridia stood with him under the stars. Sam, she said, will they accept the truth? Will humans honor our bond? Sam placed a hand on her shoulder. I believe they will, he said. We have shown them real proof. And I have shown them you are not their enemy. Iridia leaned into his hand. I trust you, she whispered. Sam touched her cool skin gently. We will face them together. He held out his hand. Iridia placed her hand on his in that silent promise. They stood under distant stars, bound by trust and hope. The next morning, the council arrived in armored shuttles. Council members wore dark robes and medals. They stepped onto the red soil, their eyes sharp. Soldiers formed ranks. Sam stood with Iridia before a raised platform. The commander stood behind them. The council members took seats at a long table. The commander spoke first. Honored council, we gathered here evidence of unity between humans and the alien species known as the Iridians. I present Rakesh shard and memory crystals. He gestured to Sam. Sam stepped forward. He carefully opened the case to reveal the shards. Council members leaned in to observe. Sam activated the holocamera. Images of ancient greetings and celebrations appeared in the air. The council murmured. Some faces softened. Others remained stern. Sam turned to Iridia. He nodded. She stepped forward. Her glowing eyes shone. She spoke in her alien tongue. Then Sam translated. She says, I come in peace, bearing my people's history. I offer friendship to those who seek truth. A council member spoke. Your history is clear, but how can we trust you now? War brought ruin once. Sam spoke up. This alien has risked her life for truth. She trusted me. I trust her. The commander added, Sam has stood by Iridia despite orders. That is true loyalty. Another council member frowned. Feelings do not end conflicts. What is your plan for our worlds? Sam took a breath. I propose an alliance. Humans will share resources to rebuild Iridian temples. Iridians will share knowledge of their crystals and history. Together we will learn from past mistakes. He looked at Iridia. She bowed her head. I translated her promise. We will teach you our history. We will heal the wounds of war. We will stand by your side in peace. Her voice was calm and strong. The council fell silent. The wind blew across the platform. Soldiers watched. Sam felt his pulse. Then a council elder rose. Her silver hair flowed beneath her hood. She studied Iridia and Sam. Truth cannot be denied, she said. The records and the bond between you are real. We accept this alliance. May our worlds grow together. She struck a small gong. Drums announced the decision. Cheers rose from soldiers. Sam released a breath he did not know he held. Iridia's eyes brightened. She bowed her head in gratitude. After the ceremony, Sam and Iridia walked among soldiers. Some thanked Iridia for sharing her history. Others asked questions. She answered kindly. Sam watched her, proud. He felt the weight of their journey lift. Fear had turned to respect. That evening they returned to the temple ruins. The red sky darkened. Torches lit the broken columns. Sam and Iridia stood at the altar. Sam took Iridia's hand. We did it, he said. We changed the future. Iridia smiled. Because you saw my truth, she said. They placed a memory shard on the altar. It glowed, casting pale light on the walls. Sam and Iridia watched as the symbols of stars and ships pulsed. Let this light guide us, Iridia whispered. Sam wrapped his arm around her. And guide others too. Together they stood before the ruins, united in hope. Their journey had begun and would never end.